Welcome back to another week. Today is Thursday, the 2nd of June. It's currently about 5:15. We're going to be training pull today, so I'm going to take you through a full pull session with voiceover, like we did with the leg session 2 weeks ago, because I wanted to get this training block done and documented before we start the next one, which is starting 27th of June. So we've got 2 more weeks. So I might go up to 1 or 2 more videos a week, just so I can get the training out of the way, and then we can start the next block and take you through that. I'm just having my espresso in the morning, and then we'll head off and we'll get there. Training is changing a bit in the next few weeks to slightly different variations of the movements that we're doing now. A few different pull downs if we're talking about pull, and I think T-bar rows coming back in, which I'm happy about. So we got like a lat biased one, and then upper back biased one as well, which is going on to posterior day. But I'll take you through everything today, show you what's what, and yeah, we'll see you there. So I just got to the gym. Got a bit of time before I need to go in, so I thought I'd just give you a bit more of an update of what is going on right now in terms of phases and stuff. So we're currently in the middle, or just started, this maintenance phase for the next 3 weeks, which basically means that we're not trying to progress movements as such. We're just trying to match my working loads for the next 3 weeks, and basically it's kind of just like a rest and a bit more of a chilled environment before we go into our next phase, which, like I said, starts at the end of June. So it's a bit different from what we were doing in the push before, where we were trying to progress as much as possible and pack on a lot more tissue. Now we're kind of just trying to hold that tissue where it is and kind of just recover the body, get things sort of lined out, like joints and tendons, get them all fresh and ready to go before we start our next phase, which I'll go over in the next coming weeks. So we're just trying to rinse out this training program now, which this split we've been on for a good, over 6-7 months and more, before we go into our next new split, which again I'll run through in the next coming weeks when we get closer to the time. So like I said, we're just trying to maintain now. Not trying to pack on size. We've done that in the last push in our intensity phase, which I must have spoken about at some point on this in another video, which you have to go back and look at. So like I said, what I wanted to do was just take you through the last stages of this phase and give you some more insight into training, and show you what the movements we're doing currently in this maintenance phase, to give you an idea of what's going on. So which I'll go into the voiceover after this clip. Plan for this week, we're going down, me and Neil are going down to London on Saturday morning for a good 6 days of solid training, just to get out of the Wirral where we're based now. I think it's good for us to, especially in this phase now where we're kind of not trying to push as hard, we can afford to, take a little holiday, go down to London, train at the main reason we're going down there is to train at some gyms that we want to train at, like Kings, Metroflex and stuff like that. So what I want to do is just film every one of our sessions, get a vlog done, and hopefully be posting 2-3 times on that week. I know it's not consistent, but I'll have time to edit and post videos for that evening, so I should be able to get the vlog done, edit it, get it up for that day, and I'll do that across the next week. So really looking forward to that, looking forward to getting down there, getting away from the Wirral for a bit, and just a bit of a change in environment, change of people, change of scenes, different equipment as well, because there's going to be some different equipment in the different gyms that we train at, and yeah, like I said, it's the best time to go while we're in this maintenance phase before we start our next phase of training, which is, you know, the serious stuff. So yeah, that's kind of a little update from me. Not much else going on really. Just again chasing down the goal, so ticking boxes where we can, making sure everything's on point as usual, and just going with the flow really. And looking forward to starting this next phase. So we're kind of just rinsing this out now, getting the last bit of training done for now, and then we'll be ready to go, ready, fired up and stuff. Food at the moment is at a good place. Weight this morning was 126.9. That was after a refeed yesterday, so weight automatically goes high. I think yesterday was 123.9, so a good 3 kilo added there yesterday and tonight, and last night, sorry. Obviously because of the refeed we were on, must have touched about 7,000 calories yesterday. But weight will go down, weight will go back down tomorrow morning, and then it will shuttle back off, probably close to the 124s like normal. But we're just trying to hold weight at the moment. We're actually losing a bit of weight with the food that we're on at the moment, which is what we want to do, because we've got cardio in there. We've got 30 minutes on the bike every training day, so that's 5 days a week, and then we've got 7,000 steps a day. So that is really helping with maintain, but also drop a bit of weight and bring in some better condition, which we have done. So food hasn't changed at all. The only thing that's changed in food is either having 1 or 2 refeeds a week, one being a dirty one. So we had yesterday, went to Bun in Heswell, which is like a high-end burger place, and we just had a burger and fries there, and then I got home and had four cookies. So that is like kind of my standard dirty meal. It sits well, digests well, obviously goes down well, and just easy calories to get in where we want to put on that high day. And then the rest of the week now, I've only got one refeed this week, so the rest of the week will be just normal meals, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is a low day as well, so weight should be, you know, back down, like I said, to the 124s by the end of the week. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go in and train now. Again, take you through this pull session, show you what's what. I think there's about six movements today. Again, just going through the motions really, trying to just match our weights that we were using in the high intensity phase. Not trying to go overboard, not trying to push too hard. Still going to failure, don't get me wrong, but we're not trying to stretch out sets. We're not trying to squeeze out an extra 1 or 2 reps, and we're definitely not trying to add more load. So yeah, I'll take you through it, and yeah, give you a bit of insight into today's pull session. So into the voiceover segment, starting our pull session with pull-ups. This is on our deload week, so it's not actually in my current program to start with this, but I always kind of like to warm up with pull-ups, maybe like 2 or 3 sets of whatever I can get. Usually it's like 10 or 12, and then each set will get less and less as I get fatigued, but I think that was like 5 or 6 there. But yeah, always start with pull-ups for pull. Into our first actual movement, which is the Cybex Pullover. As you'll see, we're using straps on the actual pullover bar. This is just to make sure that we can get a better stretch, and it's easier for mobility reasons for the wrists, and actually being able to fit into the machine, you know, without having trouble gripping onto that bar at the back. Making sure that we're getting a good stretch on this, and then following through with a big squeeze at the bottom. So really trying to focus on the stretch, because we're wanting to warm up the lats here and get ready for our pull downs and more compound work. So this is kind of like our warm up for pull, but we do have a top set and back off set on this to start us off. I'm trying to brace hard on this, because I find that this movement uses a lot of abdominals just to keep us braced and help us pull over, but primarily using the lats to pull down and go to failure, and make sure we're using lats as the main lifter in this.
And then our second pull down, which this is Neil's set, dual cable pull down, so we're using that crane at the top there, and then 2 D handles attached to form like a lat pull down pretty much. The bench is set at a slight incline, just to make sure that we line up the lats with the motion of the cable, and then we're using our elbows to pull down hard towards pockets and quads there, and then squeezing the lats. So that was Neil's top set, and I think I go in after. Yeah, so this is my top set again, going for like 6 to 8 on this. We're not actually trying to progress movements at the moment because this is like a maintenance phase. So I'm just trying to hit what I hit. It would have been 2 weeks ago because we had that deload, and then the week before was our full intensity. So I'm just trying to hit numbers from our last week of full intensity, which will be going on for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So again, trying to squeeze those lats as hard as possible. I think the video cuts out, yeah, because I didn't have enough storage, and then had to delete some videos to film the rest of the session. So next movement is a lat biased row. As you'll see, I'll use the vertical handles here to perform the lats, making sure that seat is fairly high so that we can drag our elbows in a right plane of motion, which is trying not to target the upper back and more lats, make them the dominant mover in this. Staying pretty upright in this, trying to keep our chest firmly on that pad, and then squeezing the lats. You can see a bit of a back work in there, but getting that stretch, which is stretching all lats, and performing, you know, a very good row, which is probably one of my favourite low lat movements, targeting those lower lats. And then into our single arm pull down, where normally what we have done in the past, use that pull down which Neil's sitting on there, which is the Nitro, which is the Nautilus, and then we're going on here, which is the Cybex Nitro pull down, which again is a very, very heavy stack, which is the reason why we're using it, and it's pin loaded, and the range of and the plane of motion that these handles go in is far much better than, it's far much nicer on the elbows and the joints instead of this one, which is quite free flowing. So we just, when we worked up to a very heavy weight on that, we kind of just switched over onto the Cybex Pull Nautilus Nitro to just try and take out any stress from tendons and joints, but still keep that single arm pull down in, which we see here. Again, just trying to match numbers on this, really trying to drag that elbow down as hard as possible, get a good stretch on the up, and then go to failure on this. So. And then as we go into our last kind of upper back movement, which is the Riddle Pec Fly. So we're using like a block on this pad to make sure that we are being able to retract our scapula and make sure that we're hitting those rear delts there, keeping the hands not attached onto the machine but just pushing against it, again just to try and isolate those rear delts. Go for quite high reps on this, like 10 to 12, 3 sets, just getting a good squeeze, good stretch, and making sure that we're going all the way back on this. And then only one bicep movement for our pull session, which is, as you'll see, a high cable curl using a D handle, single arm, so grabbing onto the other side of the cable stack, leaning against it, so trying to lean away from the arm that you're curling, just again, isolate that bicep, and then trying to keep the arm as flat as possible. And as you can see, I'm not really going full extension because I'm trying to keep all the tension on that bicep. I'm probably going a bit too heavy on this, so I'll probably lighten the load a bit. But again, top set of 6 to 8, back off of 10 to 12, I think, or 10 to 15. Just swapping arms and going back to back on this. A really good finisher for a pull session, as you've already got, you know, a decent bicep pump anyway once you come to the end of your pull session. So these just finish off the biceps, and it's nice to add a little bicep movement in at the end, just to finish the session off.
So it's actually the next day now. I just got in from training push. Today's Friday, so yesterday's video that we did on Thursday, the pool session, I just didn't manage to film an outro, so I thought I'd just do it today, get it edited today, and then upload it for Monday, which you'll be watching now. So, but yeah, good session yesterday. Again, just going through the movements and ticking boxes really. The same with today's push session, and like I've probably talked about at the start, we're doing this for the next 3 weeks and trying to just maintain numbers and get numbers at a point where I feel a lot more comfortable in the movements, making sure that form and execution is bang on every single set. We're just doing one top set, one back off set at the moment, and that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of just going to leave it there because it's just a pull session at the end of the day. You know, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you still enjoy these voiceovers. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a lot more of these once we get into the new training block. I'll take you through, you know, the different movements that we're doing, the different split, what we're targeting, because obviously the plan is specified to my physique and what we need to improve. So I'll definitely go through that at some stage and do a separate video on that. You know, I'm looking forward to this next phase, which I'll announce what it is in the next coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, until then, until next week, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you again in the next video. Cheers, guys.